On and get you some national news update this afternoon. The Supreme Court has slammed Allahabad Court and stayed a controversial order that was passed by Allahabad High Court. Ashmit is joining in with us to give us more details on this one. Ashmit, what is this latest you're picking up in terms of this order that is passed? What is it indicating?
Well, an interesting choice of action as far as the Supreme Court is concerned. It doesn't usually do this, but it's taken suo moto cognizance of the judgment that came from the Allahabad High Court and then subsequently has gone on to stay that Allahabad High Court. So what is so problematic about that Allahabad High Court? Well, we'll try to answer that. The Allahabad High Court in a recent judgment where there were two accused who had sought to sexually assault, had sought to rape a minor. The Allahabad High Court had held that merely grabbing the breasts of a minor or breaking the strings of a pajama does not qualify as a case of rape, does not qualify as a case of attempt to rape. Rather, the Allahabad High Court had relegated to a case of merely sexual assault. This is something that had a national outcry. This action by the Allahabad High Court is what invited the Supreme Court to take suo moto cognizance, and from there on, the judge made some very stern observations. The Supreme Court expressed shock. The Supreme Court said that this was completely lacking in sensitivity. This was completely inhumane. The Supreme Court also expressed shock that this order was not one that was passed on the spur of the moment, but there was sufficient application of mind by the judge, and despite that, they've come out with such an order, not allowing for such actions to be deemed as rape or an attempt to rape. Nonetheless, the Supreme Court has stayed the Allahabad High Court judgment and has issued notice to the centre as well as to the UP government. Back to you.
Ashmit, thank you so much for the latest update coming in there. But on that note, we are going to slip into a very short break, viewers. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more news and updates after this break.